Good evening. Welcome to the Massillon City Council meeting for Tuesday, February the 18th, 2025. We have in attendance with us tonight the following city officials.
Mayor Jamie Slutes. Here. Safety Service Director Renee Baker. Here. Chief Counsel Earl Wise Jr.
Here.
Director of Development Ted Hernkane.
Here.
Street Superintendent Tom Bergasser.
Here.
Income Tax Budget Director Lori Katagides-Boron. Here. Is there anyone from administration I missed? That's it, Mr. President.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item number 5 on tonight's agenda is where the public can speak on any item that appears on the agenda.
You skipped. Roll call.
Okay.
Roll call.
I'm sorry.
And we just have Police Chief Jason St. Noy enter council chambers.
Item number 5 on tonight's agenda is where the public can speak on any item that appears on the agenda. And then item number 17 is where the public can speak on an item that does not appear on the agenda as well. At this time, I want to remind everyone with a cell phone to please turn it down and/or set it to vibrate. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Brian Huth.
Here.
Creamer.
Here.
Cunningham. Gregg.
Here.
Harwick Smith.
Here.
Markham.
Here.
Lewis.
Here.
Packley.
Here.
And Ray.
Present.
Roll call of 8 present.
Councilman Gregg.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to make a motion that we excuse Sarita Cunningham from the meeting this evening.
Second by Councilman Ray. Roll call, please.
Creamer.
Yes.
Gregg.
Yes.
Harwick Smith.
Yes.
Markham.
Yes.
Lewis.
Yes.
Packley.
Yes.
Ray.
Yes.
And Brian Huth.
Yes.
8 yes to excuse Councilwoman Cunningham.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. There is a correction on tonight's agenda. Mr. Eric Ray will be doing the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance, not Councilman Packley. The clerk extends her apologies for this error. Councilman Ray.
Thank you, President. Good evening, everybody. Please stand with me for the reciting of the Lord's Prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilman Ray. Item number 4, the reading of the journal. Madam Clerk, are the minutes of the previous meeting transcribed and open for public viewing?
Yes, they are.
Are there any additions or corrections that need to be made?
No, there are not.
If not, then the minutes stand approved as written. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
You're welcome.
Item number 5, remarks of delegations and citizens to matters on tonight's agenda. This is the part of the agenda where the community may speak on a topic that appears on tonight's agenda. If you'd like to come forward and speak, please do so, and speak on something that's on tonight's agenda. State your name, the ward you live in, the topic you wish to discuss, and please limit your comments to 4 minutes or less. Please keep in mind, there will be no personal attacks on anyone present or not present. You may, however, address a department or a position. Remember that this is not a question and answer session. And when you have finished, please sign the sign-in sheet on the counter and leave any prepared statements for our records. Anyone at this time like to speak? Seeing none, we move forward. Item number 6, new and miscellaneous business. Councilman Lewis.
Yes, because of the addition of Mr. Markham replacing Mr. Lombardi onto council, we do have to go forward with assigning committees. We passed out last week a proposed list, and if you reference that, it is taking the committees that Mark Lombardi had, which would have been Chair of Police and Fire, and he had a seat on Health and Welfare, and he also had a seat on Finance. And what we're requesting to be done, or making a motion to be done tonight, would be that Seth Markham would go on to Police and Fire, Seth Markham would go on to Finance, but then we would take Julie Hardwick Smith, remove her from Health and Welfare, placing her on to Rules and Courts. Other way around, sorry. Removing her from Rules and Courts, putting her on Health and Welfare, and then putting Mr. Markham on Rules and Courts. If there's no opposition or discussion, I would go ahead and make that motion this evening.
Second by Councilwoman Hardwick Smith. Roll call, please.
Gregg?
Yes.
Hardwick Smith?
Yes.
Markham? Yes. Lewis?
Yes.
Packley?
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
Brian Huth?
Yes.
And Creamer.
Yes.
8 yes to adjust our list of committees as per what motion Councilman Lewis stated.
Thank you, Councilman Lewis. I appreciate that. Councilman Gregg.
Thank you, Mr. President. In accordance with Division G4 of Section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code, I move that we enter into executive session to include all members of council, the President of Council, Mayor Jamie Slutz, Director of Safety and Service Renee Baker, Chief of Police Jason Saintenoy, Law Department Chief of Counsel Earl Wise, and Income Tax and Budget Director Lori Katagides-Moron. The purpose of this executive session is for reviewing negotiation sessions relating to the collective bargaining agreements with several of the city's public employees unions concerning their compensation and other terms and conditions of their employment. Is there a second?
Councilwoman Brian Huth. I'll get it right eventually. Roll call, please.
Hardwick Smith?
Yes.
Markham? Yes. Lewis?
Yes.
Packley?
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
Brian Huth?
Yes.
Creamer?
Yes.
And Gregg.
Yes.
8 yes to enter into executive session.
Councilman Gregg.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that we exit executive session.
Second by Councilman Ray. Roll call, please.
Markham?
Yes.
Lewis?
Yes.
Packley?
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
Brian Huth?
Yes.
Creamer?
Yes.
Gregg?
Yes.
And Hardwick Smith.
Yes.
8 yes to exit executive session.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item number 7, introduction of ordinances and resolutions. Resolution number 4-2025.
A resolution authorizing the sale during calendar year 2025 of city-owned personal property, including motor vehicles, equipment, tools, or supplies which are not needed for public use or are obsolete or unfit for the use for which they were acquired by internet auction, and declaring the same to be an emergency.
Councilman Lewis.
Yes, we've passed a resolution like this over the past few years. Are there any questions or discussion this evening? Seeing none, I make a motion we suspend the rules requiring 3 readings, bringing resolution number 4-2025 forward for a vote.
Second by Councilman Gregg. Roll call, please, for suspension.
Lewis,
Yes.
Packley,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Brian Huth,
Yes.
Creamer,
Yes.
Gregg,
Yes.
Hardwick Smith,
Yes.
and Markham.
Yes.
8 yes for suspension.
And for passage, please.
Packley,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Brian Huth,
Yes.
Creamer,
Yes.
Gregg,
Yes.
Hardwick Smith,
Yes.
Markham,
Yes.
and Lewis.
Yes.
8 yes for passage.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Resolution number 4-2025 has passed. Item number 8, unfinished business. Item number 9, petitions and general communications.
Yes, we have a request for a stock exchange of a liquor license issued to Ba Mart Incorporated, doing business as Giant 425 BPs, located at 2711 Lincoln Way East, Massillon, Ohio, 44646. Permit classes are C1, C2, and D6, and is located in Ward 3.
Councilman Gregg, did you receive a copy?
Yes, I did.
Thank you. Item number 10, bills, accounts, and claims.
Yes, we have a bill in the amount of $889.04 payable to Local IQ Gannett for the publication of our December ordinances. And I also paid our U.S. Bank Equipment Finance bill in the amount of $133.35, which is our February invoice for our copier, and it was submitted to the auditor's office on February 4th, 2025.
Councilman Lewis,
Make a motion that we pay the bills?
second by Councilman Gregg. Roll call, please.
Ray,
Yes.
Brian Huth,
Yes.
Creamer,
Yes.
Gregg,
Yes.
Harwick Smith,
Yes.
Markham,
Yes.
Lewis,
Yes.
and Packley.
Yes.
8 yes to pay the bills.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The clerk will pay the bills and charge them to the proper accounts. Item number 11, reports from city officials.
Yes, we have the auditor's report for January 2025.
Councilman Lewis,
Make a motion that we accept the auditor's report?
second by Councilman Gregg. Roll call, please.
Brian Huth,
Yes.
Creamer,
Yes.
Gregg,
Yes.
Harwick Smith,
Yes.
Markham,
Yes.
Lewis,
Yes.
Hackley,
Yes.
and Ray.
Yes.
8 yes to accept the auditor's report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item number 12, reports of committees. Our next work session will be Monday, February 24th, 2025, at 6:30 PM. Item number 13, resolutions and requests of council members. Item number 14, call of the calendar. Item number 15, third reading ordinances and resolutions. Ordinance number 4-2024.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor and the director of public service and safety of the city of Massillon, Ohio, to accept and enter into a collective bargaining agreement with the Massillon FOP Henderson Lodge Police Officers Association Gold Unit, effective July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2027, and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Gregg,
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that we bring ordinance number 4-2025 forward for a vote.
I get a second, please? Second by Councilwoman Harwick Smith. Roll call, please, for passage.
Kramer,
Yes.
Gregg,
Yes.
Harwick Smith,
Yes.
Markham,
Yes.
Lewis,
Yes.
Hackley,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
and Brian Huth.
Yes.
8 yes for passage.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Ordinance number 4-2025 has passed. Item number 16, second reading ordinances and resolutions. Ordinance number 5-2025.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Massillon, Ohio, to enter into an agreement with the Ohio Historic Preservation Office for historic reviews for the city's housing and urban development HUD, community planning and development CPD programs, and declaring an emergency.
Councilwoman Creamer,
Thank you, Mr. President. We all received a copy of this agreement, and Mr. Hearn Kane gave us an overview a couple weeks ago at the work session. Are there any other questions or concerns you may have with this agreement? It is a 5-year agreement. This is our second agreement with the Ohio Historic Preservation Office. It does have emergency language. I would like to move forward if there are no questions. Seeing none, I'd like to make a motion to bring ordinance number 5-2025, excuse me. I'd like to waive the rules requiring 3 readings and bring ordinance number 5-2025 forward for a vote.
That's second by Councilman Gregg. Roll call for suspension, please.
Gregg,
Yes.
Harwick Smith,
Yes.
Markham,
Yes.
Lewis,
Yes.
Hackley,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Brian Huth,
Yes.
and Creamer.
Yes.
8 yes for suspension.
And for passage, please.
Harwick Smith,
Yes.
Markham,
Yes.
Lewis,
Yes.
Hackley,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Brian Huth,
Yes.
Creamer,
Yes.
and Gregg.
Yes.
8 yes for passage.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Ordinance number 5-2025 has passed. Ordinance number 6-2025.
An ordinance making certain appropriations from the unappropriated balance of the 1100 General Fund for the purpose of the sidewalk replacement program for the year ending December 31st, 2025.
Councilman Lewis?
Yes, we've been doing the sidewalk program for a few years. This year, it's going to be for $100,000 based off of current usage and of what the community has requested. Are there any questions or discussion this evening? Seeing none, I make a motion, we suspend the rules requiring 3 readings, bringing ordinance number 6-2025 forward for a vote.
Second by Councilman Gregg. Roll call for suspension, please.
Markham,
Yes.
Lewis,
Yes.
Hackley,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Brian Huth,
Yes.
Creamer,
Yes.
Gregg,
Yes.
and Harwick Smith.
Yes.
8 yes for suspension.
And for passage, please.
Lewis,
Yes.
Hackley,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Brian Huth,
Yes.
Creamer,
Yes.
Gregg,
Yes.
Harwick Smith,
Yes.
and Markham.
Yes.
8 yes for passage.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Ordinance number 6-2025 has passed. Item number 17, remarks of delegations and citizens to matters not on the agenda for this evening. Is there anyone present that would like to speak on a topic which did not appear on tonight's agenda? If so, please come forward, state your name, the ward you live in, the topic you wish to discuss, and please limit your comments to 4 minutes or less. Is there anyone at this time? Seeing none, we move forward. Item number 18, Councilman Ray.
We adjourn.
No, you don't say
Oh,
that.
I'm sorry.
Make a motion.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
I get a second, please? Councilwoman Harwick Smith. Roll call, please.
Hackley,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Brian Huth,
Yes.
Creamer,
Yes.
Get into it.
Gregg,
Yes.
Harwick Smith,
Yes.
Markham,
Yes.
and Lewis. 8 yes to adjourn.
Meeting adjourned.